When the Googans are out on the water, there's always a good time to be had, just like some of the things we'll see in this week's episode of Googans of the Week. Now, sometimes when the Googans get out there, people aren't always happy to see them, but you know what? It's not just the people. Sometimes the animals in the water aren't happy to see them there either. Now, of course, the typical Googan laws of nature apply in this one, which means the slowest Googan not only loses the race, they may lose a little more than that if the animal catches them. Now, as we mentioned, the Googans are known for getting out there in the water and having a pretty good time. The problem is, a lot of times when the Googans have too much fun, it's pretty obvious and the scene gets wild and chaotic pretty early. But one thing's for sure, the Googans are not known for cleaning up after their messes as well. When the Googans get out there in the water and have a little too much fun, a lot of times they just wind up leaving things there. Now, when the Googans wind up leaving their messes out in the water sometimes it's unintentional like we see here, and other times, well, the Googans are getting out there and they're going to leave that mess there intentionally as they try and sink it. Now, one way the Googans will try and sink it sometimes as well is if that's where their fishing hole is, the Googans don't care. If the fish are biting, they're going where they are. But as we've already seen in this episode, sometimes when the Googans do things like try and fight the fish in the wrong spot, well, things go wrong and bad things will happen. I mean, it'll probably take a little more than a buff out to get this one back to right, but the reality is once they pump the water out, she might still be okay.
Hey Broncos guru, Bone-Handed Boaters of the Week. Looks like someone misplaced their boat.
Well, the good news for this crew is even though the boat might be misplaced, it looks like they can at least get it back. I mean, the bad news is sometimes when the Googans get their boats misplaced, they aren't able to get it back at all, kind of like this scene here. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Googans of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Blunts93, Captain Paul Tripio, Cuckoo Rocho16, Dennis Unitas, and Izzy Bard did this week. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.